I really see the value of pair programming, just to be able to get yourself deep into code, really just kind of talk through things. It's really fantastic. So, Zach, I got your email. I'm actually going to add you right now, just so you can pair program if you are interested. So I'll just add you right here. Do you mind me having your email up here?
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm just going to type it up here. Oh, all you guys got it. Okay, I got to just do 3 real quick. First of all, I don't want to waste any more time since we started late. Would you guys actually like to pair program tonight, or would you be?
I will.
Yeah,
I'm going to use my computer to do some work, but I'm going to watch you guys.
Would you
I'll give it a shot, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to watch.
Is it doable?
Totally, yeah. You should be able to. I haven't seen anyone use it on Windows to pair program yet, but it might give you a way to just go right in and just work.
Let's give it a shot. Cat, you can just always follow.
5 minutes to start this up, and feel free to talk to us. Cool.
Cool.
We have no cover screen here.
What was your phone number again, Dave?
808-728-3337.
What's the Wi-Fi?
So Wi-Fi is up here?
Oh, okay.
PLA Musubi, all lowercase. I just love that password. Makes me hungry. Not eating PLA though. But not eating PLA, however.
It is biodegradable.
That's
I'm
the case.
definitely going to work out how to do the screen sharing with you so I can put it on the live stream as well.
Screen, it says on the screen here is joining Slack.
Oh.
Yep.
Actually, let me see if I can get that running on here.
You got
So you-
That isn't working in the same way.
Exact input's been sent to you.
Yeah, I was trying a whole bunch of collaborative stuff.
This is great. We looked into finding like a cloud hosted VM that we could run Xcode through. It's just the cost is just really prohibitive. So this being able, if you're cool with sharing your screen, it's just like, this is great. This is fantastic.
Is that coming from over there? I guess it is.
How
prohibitive?
Yes. Playback devices.
For Pete or Peter?
It's coming from the Yeti.
Okay. Peter. Okay, Jared. So screen hero has been set up. I'm just gonna start sharing the screen. So if anyone could just kind of go in, I'll start sharing with you. And I think you can just add in later on. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna discuss CocoaPods. So
real quick though, this will work over the internet, or will it work with a local microphone?
Having CocoaPods installed in dependency.
The screen hero.
Oh, this will work with Wi-Fi. See, it has to be Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so go through the agenda. Same thing pretty much every time except for our discussion topic. So the first thing I want to do today, we always do this, is the introductions. It's kind of the meat of where we find out where each other is. We kind of build up, like, what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are you working on right now? What do you need help with? That kind of stuff. So I guess I'll go first. So I'm just going to do an introduction. My name is David. I grew up 5 minutes away from here. I've lived in San Francisco. I've been part of a meetup at Noisebridge, which is a great hackerspace in San Francisco. I'm currently working on a lot of GPS kind of stuff, really into regions. I'm just working on stuff that's maybe automatically setting up regions around my house that I can create. Maybe a running route where I have like a Mario coin sound that when I get to a certain point, it dings for me. It just sounds fun. And I guess I'm stuck on right now. I'm stuck on OAuth for some reason. I've got CocoaPods installed. One thing I can go through today is installing Google Analytics into any iOS application. It's fantastic. But I'm stuck on OAuth. So if anyone wants to help with CocoaPods and OAuth, I'd really appreciate it. That's me. Anybody else want to go up next? All right, Che.
Okay, I'm Che. I'm a app developer. I worked for about 4 or 5 years. I've been working on a major project called HICapacity. It's done completely in Swift. I've learned from 1.0 to 3. So I'm learning about the ins and outs of the language and building it. It's a very large app, and I'm learning about the do's and don'ts, best practices. So, and also one of the residents in this place. So I work here inside one of the offices upstairs.
My name's Zach. from Mississippi. I'm in the military, stationed at Pearl Harbor right now. I just started programming like 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
Nice.
I'm working on a game to put on the App Store. Eventually, I'd like to do more than just games, but just to start out, that seemed like a fun way to learn.
Yes.
I worked with Sprite Kit and Game Scene and stuff like that. What I'm stuck on is animations and animation atlases. It doesn't really make too much sense to me. And yeah, that's it.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for being here. Yeah.
I'm Peter. I'm born and raised here. I work on the fire department. That's a full-time job. But I've been a computer nerd from way back in the Radio Shack Direct 80 computers. I taught myself programming from then and through high school, and then a little bit on the HTML side on websites. But I've never been able to really. My bucket list was first to create a Mac app. That was before the iPhone. Now that iPhone's out here, I had to modify my bucket list to at least get one iPhone app in the App Store before I die. So
I like that. I like that idea.
but I'm going to be retiring next year, and so I'm really hoping to get proficient at it. It's something I've always enjoyed and wanted to do. But I haven't installed Swift yet. I haven't downloaded Xcode yet. But I bought a few courses from Udemy.
Okay.
And I was hoping to have that, and I saw you guys meet up. I was excited because I've tried to self-teach myself of books quite a few times over the decades. And I'm always missing that kind of, when I get stuck, I got nowhere else to go, I kind of end up fading.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, I'm glad you guys are here. I hope this continues, and I hope it will contribute at some point to help others, but I want to be maybe leading.
Wow, thanks for being here.
Thanks for here.
Yeah, I'm Jared. I'm doing entrepreneurship and classes. So I was doing a lot with Adobe, and a lot of that's like not really deep programming. So I was like looking into doing stuff that Adobe would have let me, kind of some of the different applications. Doing their couple websites in Muse, and then Photoshop, and so just getting a little bit behind that was my idea in getting into programming more. So kind of how that stuff is written. I did actually a class in college on programming. That was a while ago. So, but I like the idea of it. So I want to do more programming.
Right on.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do some programming tonight. We'll do some playground programming. Maybe we'll just dip into it, see how it performs, and then maybe do some code project. Cool.
Okay.
All right, Tyler.
So I'm Tyler. I'm from here. And like Pete, I don't have any experience with it, so I'm here to like learn from what you guys talk about. I took coding in college and have a CS degree and took dev here, so learning a new language is always nice.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for these introductions. Thanks everyone for being here. I know Christmas is finally over and New Year's is just around the corner, but I appreciate you coming by. Okay, so we're gonna go back into the agenda. Tonight's topic is I'm sorry, I keep skipping. So usually we kind of run it this way. You're free to participate in any of all of the following. So feel free to contribute to either tonight's discussion, or feel free to just sit back and listen to it. Or if you have projects you want to share, feel free to share your projects, form your own groups on the side. Or feel free to program with us in Screen Hero and Xcode. So Zach, did you set up? Do you want to?
I can't. I'm connected to Wi-Fi, but nothing's happening. I can't load any web pages or email or anything.
For Screen Hero, their signups are closed right now. Is there a way to get it integrated through Slack?
Oh, did you go to
So
the,
which signups are closed?
Screen Hero signups are closed.
Oh shoot! If you give me your email address.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the
I guess
actual,
should be right around here. Just
there's
Yeah.
like a couple of them. So maybe
Yep. Do you need my Slack one or just my general one?
just a general email.
Okay, all right, cool.
EXPIG.
Then I can stream it on here too.
Yep.
It is streaming live, by the way, everybody. Just so you know.
Yeah.
But it's only I've only posted the link on the HICap channel, so people in the community only.
Yeah.
Yep, no problem. Can you read that? Is it readable? CHAE.
SHI.
Yeah, it's like Che's name, but they're yeah.
I'll send it to you right. I was
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
Whose email address?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's what my Korean relatives call me.
I know that. I know
Yeah.
that's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wi-Fi network you're on
Almost
is
did.
HICapacity 5G.
That's so funny. I still remember how funny that is. Just me.
I'm on
Yeah.
HICap 5G.
Okay, yeah, it's working now.
Okay. Jesse, do you mind if I get your last name?
Thompson.
With a,
THOMPSON.
alright, you've been, invited.
Alright.
Okay,
Let's see if I
so
can see.
now I'm going to share my screen. So I need someone to be on though, so here it goes.
Mine's downloaded.
How did your invite come to me? Did it come in my email?
Yeah. So it'll be to, Jared, I don't think there's a dot in between, right?
No.
Okay. I'll just wait for you, someone to log in and then.
That's just my Screen Hero password.
The sign up. Do anything. And accept. Yeah, I just accepted.
Okay, right on. So I'm gonna just share. It's, okay, so I'm gonna be sharing this screen up here. So here we go. I'll just go from the top in case you're interested in pair programming in the future. I'm just gonna show what I did. So I just went to Screen Hero. Then I got the contacts on here, and then I started sharing the screen. So that's pretty much it. So now I'm just sharing it, and you're calling it. So how about let's just do a quick test, Zach. I'm gonna go to the top, and I'm just gonna, so you should see my cursor. I don't see yours yet though. Could you just move your cursor? Okay, there you are. So now you can actually type right directly onto my computer. Great. Okay. It's fantastic. And this is great. Now that you have an introduction or invitations, you can share it with as many people as you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you guys feel free to pair anytime you want. I'm also open to pairing for like an hour, anytime. Just let me know.
Yep.
So you can prepare remotely then, not just in a local, like.
Yeah, you
same
can do it.
Wi-Fi.
I pair with my friend in San Francisco on Wednesdays.
Oh, that's awesome.
great. Okay, so anybody else who wants to join in right now? If not, I'm just gonna go in.
Install it first.
Oh shit! All right. So I'm just gonna go in and maybe just do a playground so we can just get started with some Xcode. We'll just bring up Xcode. Here we go. Can you guys see this? Is it like?
Oh, we're good over here.
Yeah, right. You got a front row seat. Here we go. So I'm just gonna open up a playground. So I'm just gonna file, new playground. So playground is just like kind of a lightweight way to start Swift.
Yep.
And I'm just starting it up. Maybe a bit blurry. Okay, so as good as it gets. So I'm just gonna create it in here, and here we go. So this is a playground. You can just test out Swift programming. This comes up just because I am on a different account from my normal ones. And that's just to allow me access to the developer tools that allow us to do these like start programs.
So can you share with two people at once or only one person? I think I have you added now. Yeah, there I am.
Never done this before, so
Yeah.
let's see. Okay, right on.
Yeah, well, we had cool.
You went right there. So
What,
Jesse, let's.
what got you in the program? Just curious. Like, did you start out in
Honestly,
high school?
I got a simple answer. I love Doom. I just
Oh, yeah.
can't call me into computer. I
Yeah.
love Doom. I never got into modding at all, but I just like that's kind of what started me into it. And then I started doing Flash programming.
Oh, okay.
That's really just that ability to do. I hear myself. The combination of like visuals and programming. I like the ability to just move a circle around. And
Yeah, yeah.
gravity and physics and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Did you get my right?
I don't know. Let me see.
JARED, JAMES,
Let's see if we can just add you again. Okay, so see somebody from the okay. Jared.
James, 23. Then at gmail.com.
Oh, I think I put 230.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Y'all been doing these meetings for like 3 weeks now? 4
I think
weeks
this
now?
is our 5th meetup.
Oh, fifth.
Okay, so Jesse, can we just verify that you can get in here and just type?
Yep.
There you are.
Yep.
Amazing. Great.
And,
Okay.
and you guys are streaming on our YouTube channel as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Mhm.
So here we go. Just so we can see, I'm going to use a keyboard shortcut command comma to do bring up Xcode preferences. I'm going to do presentation large, so we don't have to zoom in all the time.
yeah, that was helpful.
Can you send-
Last time we were here last week, there was a lot of zoom in, zoom
Oh,
out,
yeah,
zoom
that
loss.
was-
It's just so,
That was
nightmare.
cool, fun.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a print. We'll just start here. Very simple hello world. Let's change hello playground to hello world. So we're on Swift 3 right now. We're running Xcode 8. We're kind of on the cutting edge of everything. Swift is in this really strange position where we've done Swift 1, Swift 2, 2.2, we're moving to 3, and there are subtle changes that you'll see different tutorials online that'll kind of have gotchas. Always be careful just to watch for Swift 3 as you're learning, or else you're gonna get stuck. It's a little just sticky right now.
Yeah.
So when you get tutorials and stuff like that.
Yeah,
make
like-
sure it's version two.
Yeah.
Well, I
Version
noticed-
3 is 3.
I noticed in Xcode it usually corrects you if you type something in Swift 2,
Right.
it'll highlight it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
can, it swaps it for
It
you.
is doable.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do a print here. I just want to print this string that I've created right up here. So I'm just going to go print str. The great thing about the playground too is that we can actually execute this code right in here without building. So we have great capabilities in here to just do really good demonstrations. You might see people online doing these kind of demonstrations in a playground to be able to see. So right now I'm able to see this variable that I've created called str with a string. I can see its current value right here. It's fantastic. Also, I'm able to just print out to the console and see it right here. So if you see here, maybe I want to update the string. I want to, so another thing is we have a variable right here. Let me know if I'm going too fast, or you guys just, I'm just going to finish up with this really fast print, and then I'm going to jump into CocoaPod. Let's say that I want to change this from hello world to hello Hawaii. Let's see if I can do that. So I want to say str equals, let's go hello Hawaii. Do you think this is going to work? Gonna build, there it is, it works. Why does it work? Because we have this set as a variable, so it can have a varying changing function, or changing attributes. If we change it to let, it turns it into kind of a constant.
Yeah.
So now when we run that, sorry about that. Just crash up over. Okay, we'll try and open it back up again. Reset, playground. Okay, so we're back into it. Now we get an error right here. You want to kind of watch out for these errors. This kind of tells you as you go while you're programming. This is kind of compiler specific errors that you're going to see rather than runtime errors. Is that correct, Shay?
Yep.
Okay. Another thing about this one is whenever you see errors, it's either going to be like a red or an exclamation point. When it has a circle inside of it, it means that it has suggestions for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes the suggestions are right, sometimes they're wrong.
Yeah.
So in here we're going to write, and it says, all right, it realizes that string is immutable. You can't change it because it's a let. It's
Yeah.
changed it already. So you click on that, you get it changed to bar, and it works fine. Really quick Swift 3 tutorial. I'm going to jump into CocoaPods and get really deep. I'm going to just do it fast, and then if we have questions, you can ask questions. I'm going to break here because we're almost halfway through to 7 o'clock, and if you guys want to just take like a 5-minute break, or if you want to ask any questions.
So what is the CocoaPods framework mainly used for? I mean, I know certain ones are better off in certain environments of it, but what do people usually use CocoaPods for?
So CocoaPods is, you can think of it as a dependency manager, and this is a way for you to pull in code that other people have created, like open source software on GitHub. For example, Alamo Fire is a huge one in iOS programming right now. It allows you to do asynchronous calls. So you could maybe bring up you're downloading 3 images at once. They're all kind of going at the same time, and then you have great like callbacks when they finish. So kind of these open source projects, you're able to pull them into your project very easily, and I'll show you how to do that. And then another thing about CocoaPods is, let's say that they have a version, like maybe Alamo Fire, they're on 4 right now, but let's say 3. So you pull in dependencies, you're using Alamo Fire, great, but Alamo Fire is bumping along and they have a new version.
Yeah.
So if you use CocoaPods and you don't specify what version you want, it will always pull in like the newest version for you. That is, if you build it. I just want to preface it with that if you build it, then it's going to come in. But if you just update your pod file, all this will make sense once I get into it. It won't automatically update for you. I'm not sure if I'm saying.
So CocoaPods is a way to use open source code to your advantage.
Absolutely. Yep. And it kind of standardizes the way that you pull in these dependencies. You can even do like 3 or 5 dependencies at once. So I'm using a JSON parser. That means like, let's say I go to Twitter and I say, I want to get like the 20 most recent tweets from this GPS location. They can pull them in, and then I can just have them immediately. Like I can pull in Twitter, I can pull in Instagram,
So someone on GitHub wrote that code, and then CocoaPods is letting you use that code that someone else wrote to pull
Exactly.
those tweets
Yes.
in your own app. Okay.
Exactly.
That's cool.
So, I don't know, Heidi is asking if she should still come down, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
I actually have to go at 7 o'clock today just because I'm with my in-laws. Also,
sure.
yeah. Okay.
Can I join at this point?
Sure.
Because, Dave is already sharing with someone else, try again later.
Oh, maybe I'm just active 3 because I have, let me see if I can add you in right now.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Letting you in, is it? Jared, yeah, you should be coming in. Okay, great. Do you see, so if you look up there, Jared, you can move around. Move your mouse on my screen. There you are. Put your name on it. And then if you could just maybe mute your computer, just because I get that feedback. Okay, so let's dive into CocoaPods. So are you guys familiar with the command line using terminal on your Mac computers?
Not on Mac.
So
I just got to Mac like 3 weeks ago.
Right, you have the Porsche computers going. Here we go. So I'm just going to go to the terminal. What I'm doing right here to pull up a quick spotlight search is I'm doing a command spacebar. That just allows me to just come in really quickly. So here we go. So I'm going to type in terminal. This brings up my terminal. So it's actually coming up on my other screen. Bring it back up here. We'll do a full screen. I'm going to get bigger so we can see. So right in here, you can do all kinds of stuff. Let's say I just want to check my connectivity. So I'm going to send a thing to Google. Google sending me back a ICMP packet just saying, hey, we're here. This kind of stuff you can do with terminal. So I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going to start into CocoaPods.
PowerShell for Windows, or for Mac, or not Mac.
There is a
Command prompt for Mac.
Yes, yeah, you can think of it as the same thing.
Mac OS is Unix based, so your terminal is like your bash shell. That's the default. You can choose.
Okay, so we're finished with the playground for now. I'll just close it down, and I'm going to start on a new project. Keyboard shortcut, just because I love keyboard shortcuts. Shift Command N opens up a new project. Going in here, I'm going to single view application. I pretty much stick with this because you just know what you're going to get. It's just very simple in the view controller. So I'm going to click on this. And then I'm just going to name it test. Test-CCP for CocoaPods, and then let's do this one. With 30 minutes, I'm not sure I can do Google Analytics, so I'm just going to pull in Alamo Fire so we do some networking. So I'm just naming it test-CCP for CocoaPods, and I'm just calling it Alamo Fire, and I'm going to call it 4. I have a few in here. Just a quick rundown of this stuff. We're running with Swift. We're running for an iPhone. And then I'm just going to include some unit tests. That's cool. Very basic. Here we go. We're setting it up. I also need to make sure that. So code iOS, and it's going to be created right in this directory. Also with a Git repository. So another thing I want to really suggest is please use version control. Please use Git. Git is great. Please use that. If you have any questions about what Git is, feel free to send a message on the Meetup and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so I'm just going to go into this program that I've just created. So I'm going to just get to that directory that this lives in. Right now, pwd does my print working directory. And I want to go to my code, so I'm going to change directory to code/iOS. And then I named it test-ccp-alamo, and I'm going to use a code completion right there with the tab to go directly into it. Now I'm in the directory. I can see this. I'm going to see what files are in here. ls-la. These are all Unix commands. You'll learn them over time. Git, you'll see, is right here. It's the source control. And then I also have a folder holding all of my assets. This is our main Xcode project. That's what we're looking at right here. So this is the Xcode project with all the files inside. We usually work with view control. If you guys want me to slow down, please let me know. Or if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. So I'm going to go back into my command line. We're directly inside of this. What I want to do now is I've installed this Ruby gem. And Ruby is another package manager for the computer, for this computer right here. And it's usually used, I'm sorry, it's not Ruby.
CocoaPods?
Oh, sorry?
Is that CocoaPods?
So CocoaPods it's a package manager for iOS, but in order to install CocoaPods, we're using a Ruby gem.
Right.
Yeah. If you guys have questions about that, would you like me to kind of elaborate on that in the future?
Ruby gem. Yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'm gonna make notes along the way, so just give me just a
So we
second to
would
write
do
this
that
down.
to install CocoaPods if we want to
Right,
do it later. So
right.
yeah.
So I'll be showing this one of how to install it, but for right now, just to get through, I'm gonna just go through with this example. I'll be using the CocoaPods page. So for now, I just want to write down this note that I will be discussing Ruby gems in the future. Okay. So here we go, back into here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a pod init. So what this is doing, you see right here, we've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 files, right? I want to do an init, and you're going to see one more file come in here. It's going to be called a pod file. So I run pod init. I'm waiting for it. I'm on pod init. There we go. So now I'm doing an ls-la. Now we see the pod file. I want to open up this pod file because I want to put the dependencies I want to put in right in here. I'm going to use Sublime. I would really suggest using Sublime because it's just such a great editor. I'm going to open up this pod file, tab to complete it, and here we go with the Sublime. So it's open on my screen right here. And this is what you see the first time you have it. You see that the platform is set. This is just if you want to explicitly define it. I'm going to go right in here and I want to say, I want to incorporate Alamofire right here. What I'm going to do right now, bit of a informational thing. This is the CocoaPods page. So it's going to be cocoapods.org. Just go there and then so right here, Pete, is where it talks about installing it for you. Okay, cool. So you get the install. I've skipped this step, but you're just going to be going in on your terminal. This works on Mac computers. You just want to go and you want to sudo gen install CocoaPods. All right, and then we're going to go directly over to getting started. So now you'll notice that this is pretty similar to the one that I have open in Sublime right now. We just want to put our dependencies right here. So I'm just going to grab, I need to do a quick search. So Alamofire, search. And I'm just going to wait for it to come up. Come on, Alamofire. There we go. So Alamofire 4.2. So mouse over here is how to get that highlighted. All it is saying, this is a pod, it's called Alamofire, and it's of version 4.2. So I'm pressing Command C to copy that, and I'm just going to put it into my pod file. Here we go. That's it. I'm just going to save it, and then now I need to install my pod. All that's going to do is it's going to install Alamofire and all of its dependencies. So I'm moving over to the terminal again, and I'm going to say pod install. And just a heads up, this is really fast. Usually the first time you do it, CocoaPods has, I want to say 16,000 repositories that you can choose from. And the first install takes a really long time. So make sure that you're on a really fast connection. Also notice if you're monitoring your packets as it's coming in and downloading, there's like a 3 or 4 minute gap where it seems like it's not doing anything. So just watch, just be aware of that. Feel free to Control C through it. I think that it, once it gets started, it keeps the how much you downloaded, so you're good on that one. Just be aware that it's not your computer, it's not your internet connection, it takes forever. Okay, so now we're in. Now we have the pod file installed and Alamofire is installed. I'm going to move over to Xcode. I'm going to close it down because we're not going to be using the Xcode project anymore. We're going to be using the workspace. So I'm just going to close it, and then I'm going to go to Open. We're going to go back to our directory, Alamofire. And instead of opening up the Xcode project, we want to open up the Xcode workspace. So I'm going to open that up. And Alamofire should be installed in here. I'm going to full screen this, zoom back out, go in here, and then I'm going to see my view controller. So there it is, and so it's just a basic view controller, but now that we have Alamofire in here, I can just import it. Just import it. It's still indexing up here. see it in there?
So Cocoa Pods works directly with Xcode.
Yep. Okay, just waiting for this.
It generates an Xcode project for CocoaPod.
Alright, make some quick change up over here. This is the danger of live play. Let's see, in here, check my build settings.
You embed the libraries.
Sorry, let me just check my notes real quick. I'm just opening up another project now. Alright, so let's check to see what the difference in our code is here. Got the import of the element file right here. And back into the view controller. So that's a go. Building. Full screen. Another thing about Swift 3 right now in Xcode is that you're sometimes Xcode is just weird.
Yeah.
So you have to close it down, you have to open it up, that kind of thing. All right, I feel so vindicated because it's working now. So import Alamo Fire is working right there. I'm just going to do a quick call. I'm just going to print something here. I'm going to pull up this other project that I have right here, and I'm just going to bring it up. So how can we just call? Me and my buddy Nick were using this one, so I'm just going to use the same thing here. So we're just in a request for a JSON, and this is kind of how some code comes back and how it's structured. So it's structured in kind of this index format that we're able to parse programmatically. I'm just going to go to the top here again. I've signed up for a service, an API, application programming interface, that allows me to do calls to it with a username and a password, and then I'm able to just make the call and then get some feedback or get some information back. You do the same process if you were using, maybe not the exact same process, but the same process for maybe getting the most current tweets, maybe getting all your friends on Facebook, maybe getting, you know, that kind of stuff. So, so here we go. I'm just going to copy and paste this. Please forgive me. I just,
No worries.
yeah, it's just a time. It's just getting through this.
So I see JSON a lot when I'm looking at tutorials and stuff. What is JSON?
It's an acronym that stands for JavaScript Object there's
Notation.
Notation.
Oh, okay.
So,
Basically a dictionary of strings.
Gotcha.
So I'm just gonna pull this up. This is my did load. And this is the first method that's going to be called once my iPhone app gets run inside of the simulator or even on the phone. So here we go. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. We have all of our dependencies inside. Here we go. Let's see. Here, plus I'm just pasting into here. We don't really need any of this extra stuff. That's it, and I'm going to run it. So quick run command to get in the simulator. I'm just going to make sure that I'm running on the newest iPhone 7 Plus. And we're just going to run it. So it's just command R. So right now, I think that we might have, whose image do we put in here? Let's see. Live code, hope it works. Right now, it's running it inside of the simulator. I'm going to bring up the simulator. Where is my simulator? Here it is. Since we don't have any kind of visual stuff here, it's just going to show up as white. But we're seeing the simulator running it. we can see down here that this is the console. This is what it's printing out. So Zach, you're asking what JSON looks like?
Yeah.
This is exactly what JSON looks like. So we'll start from the top just to kind of make it clear. I'm gonna just make this really big so we can see. Just quickly get here. So this is pretty much what the program that's running right now made a single call, some service with the username and password. We don't see anything here, but in the background, we see all of this content, and this is the response that we've gotten back from this image IMAGGA service. So what it's done is we've added an image, we've posted it to this service, and it's telling us with kind of computer vision what it thinks this image is. So I'd love to, actually I'll go through this real quick to go to JSON.
Cool.
So this is the response back that we're getting, all this information, and then this is the result. So this is kind of where the JSON response is coming back. And it's saying that we've submitted this image, so maybe my friend would mind if I sent my image in, or showed his image on this meetup, so I won't show it. But so it's saying that with this image, he does have spectacles on. He's got sunglasses. He's not wearing a mask, but maybe it thinks sunglasses. It's a portrait. He is a person. He has an optical instrument, his glasses, I guess. They think he's attractive, smiling. He's a model. He's happy, fun, all this kind of stuff. So just
that confidence number, is that how, like,
how,
higher the number, the more likely
Exactly,
it's in the
yeah.
computer?
all right, so I wanted to, so somebody, here we do some pair programming, kind of. Let's find an image online and let's feed it into the service and see if it's able to find out what it is. So I'm gonna bring up Firefox.
Is it okay with that password streaming online?
Yeah, we'll change it. That's just my image. Whoever wants that password on image GGA, I'm fine. They can use it. Yeah. Okay, so let's just get an image. So you guys want to just call out any images? I'm just gonna go Google Images.
Yeah, just choose
Google
some random for the sake of
Okay.
time.
Okay, so how about just how about a horse? You think maybe we'd figure out what a horse is pretty quickly?
I guess.
All right, let's go. Okay, let's see. Waiting for this. I was gonna get AirPods for Christmas, but now I think I'm gonna get a RAM instead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just need some RAM.
What year is that?
I think this is 2012.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm waiting for this.
Yeah, you need rap.
Yeah, I know. You can see, huh, Jay?
No. Yeah, I know. Xcode needs a lot of running too.
I get 16, but maybe I'll just go for 8 at a time.
Yes.
You gonna pull that out and put it in yourself?
No. I don't trust myself enough to do that stuff.
I could do that
I heard you
myself.
got soldered. Well, some of it's soldered, I heard, inside of the MacBook Air, so just let a genius do it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do horse. Horse. Okay. You guys have any preference?
I do that horse mask.
This one.
About the girl. So that it'll maybe
No, we'll skip that one.
with the woman standing next to it though, and maybe so we can see it detect the human and
Uh,
the horse.
The bottom right.
Sure. This one right here?
Yeah.
just
All right, let's bring it up. So I'm just going to go for the URL of this. I just want to get that, and I'm going to go copy image location. I just want to make sure that it's not like some Google Images placeholder. So I'm just going to type it in and see if I can get to it again. It's really small though. Well, let's go copy image location again, and we are going to submit it. I'm not really happy with this super long string though,
Yeah.
because I'm sure it might be like a CSS thing. So let's go for a regular image. Okay.
You know what that is? It's a base 64 representation of that image.
Jeez.
And yeah, they include get ugly.
Okay, let's I want to go to the, where was our original? Okay, let's see if we can go to the original image. Okay, there we got the JPG.
JPEG. Actually, the original
Okay,
is much
so we got a
more.
URL. Let's go back into our Xcode project. Just to make sure I'm going into the right one, on 154. And all I'm doing is I'm updating just full screen, and I'm just going to close these things out so we can see our code. Fine, whoever on Slack or YouTube wants to use that, go ahead. So I'm gonna just update what we're sending in. So here's the URL of the image that we're sending in. I'm just pasting it in right here. And then I'm just gonna run it again. So any, does anybody think it's gonna have any weird guesses of what the image is, or you think it's gonna be pretty straightforward with horse?
We shall see.
Do you think it's gonna pick up the woman next to her?
Possibly.
Okay. Here we go. So we're
I
running.
mean, I got sunglasses.
Yeah, right. So I'm running it, and I'm just gonna make sure we're out here. I'm gonna bring up the console again, and this is the old one, so we're just gonna wait for it to come back. See what it comes back with. And you're doing good on time.
10 minutes more.
Okay, so it's running. It's doing the call. There we go.
Stable.
Very cool. So you can see it worked. It's
100%
coming up.
that's a horse or whatever.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh wow.
So later on this week, I'll be posting this code to GitHub. If you guys don't know how to use GitHub, just maybe reach out on Meetup, and one of us can help you out with that. Download this. So that was CocoaPods using a public API, and we have 10 minutes for discussion.
So for the meetings, do you all like switch topics every week, or is it usually?
I actually tried to start out with it just being kind of showcasing our projects, but with this strange time of shifting from Swift 2.2 to 3,
Yeah.
it seems like just code, and having these like kind of meetup where we discuss the particulars of Swift. This is kind of the most beneficial thing.
Yeah.
So in order to get that result where that's telling you what it sees, we use like all 3 GitHub CocoaPods and public API.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those 3 like
Right.
are what resulted in this.
Yes.
Yeah, for this particular example,
So we used CocoaPods, Alamo Fire, Xcode, and some public API.
And
Yeah, and then-
Gym to get.
yes.
Yes.
And in the future, we should,
Which one does the actual analytics to come up with this?
That'd be the public API that we're using.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
it's the API. Imagine? Imagine?
I don't know how to say it. Yeah. It's
And
like a,
what did the CocoaPods do in the thing?
so the CocoaPods is allowing, so let me go to the Alamo Fire GitHub page. So GitHub is, are you guys familiar with GitHub?
I mean,
So GitHub is kind of the cool spot to go to if you have open source that you want to share with people. They have OAuth on here, which allows you to do kind of log into public APIs, use them, but instead of you kind of just like, just hitting their API super a lot, then the person who owns the API, once they have your username and your password, can really control maybe how many calls you make or really see what you're doing on their service. It's kind of like a checking kind of thing.
So if it's open source, could I just not pull open their API, copy their code, and
You absolutely could.
paste
Yeah.
it in there
Yep.
instead of using CocoaPods to
You absolutely
pull
could.
it off?
Yeah.
Another good thing though with CocoaPods is, let's say that you want to add in 5 dependencies. You're gonna have to do that 5 times.
Yeah.
Go out and find, an open source repository. Find out how to integrate it into your application, and then make sure that doesn't break it. Then go find another dependency, bring it in. But with
Yeah.
CocoaPods, you can have it install everything like
yeah.
done.
When you
Yeah.
publish the app on the App Store or whatever, can it still use CocoaPods to pull from these dependencies, or would,
So
would
what's
it be
happening?
better to go ahead and copy and paste it into your own code or not?
What's happening is, so we have so let's talk about the compilation, so the build process, and then actually running. So we have 2 sides. We have the compilation, and then we have the runtime. Compilation is getting our code into something that the actual device can read.
Yeah.
Runtime is actually when we have that compiled code and we're running it, it's running on the device.
Yeah.
So kind of compile time is before you even get to the point where you're talking about the App Store.
Or
So you do it all on your machine, you bring in CocoaPods, you compile and everything, and then you're set. And then you never have to do any more calls to CocoaPods once your app is
Yeah.
on the App Store.
Oh yeah, it's a fairly involved process,
That
because
makes sense.
I submitted that couple of apps to the App Store. It's a fairly involved process though.
So CocoaPods just takes out that huge step of trying to
And put all the libraries, yeah.
Yeah.
Just cleans it up.
In fact, instead of you having to do it manually.
Yeah.
But once you use those parts in your own app and you compile it yourself, you're no longer having to depend on whether they keep that up there or not.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You've got your own version.
Yeah, your own
Yeah.
version.
Your own version.
copy of it on your app.
So say you do that, you pull from it, and then you make some changes in your code, and it has to recompile every time you make changes to your code. Does it have to re-pull from it?
No.
It's once it's there the first time, it's done?
Yeah, it's
So
there.
you notice, go ahead.
Unless the time when you need to pull it again is if they make changes to the library.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or update.
Yeah, if they update the library, the code on the library.
Like Alamo Fire.
Then,
updates
yeah,
or something.
actually they did an update 4.2 already.
And the CocoaPods know that it got updated and grab a new version for you?
Yes, and the distinction there is that we are specifying the exact version that we want inside of our CocoaPods right here. So we're saying I want 4.2 right here. If I take this out though,
Alright, you said they'll grab
They'll
the
get
latest
the
version.
it'll get the latest version when I do the build.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Pretty cool tool.
It's great.
Yeah.
If you're interested, so I just kind of did the Google Analytics CocoaPods today, and it's just fantastic. I'm able to when I click a button, I can check on my analytics. Are you guys familiar with analytics?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
So it's websites use it to find out
How
how is
many
this
hits?
is
How
this
many
page
users?
performing stronger than this page? I can see where people are coming from. I can see
What browsers are using?
yeah,
YouTube
all
has
that kind of stuff.
analytics,
Yeah.
too.
So it's a great way to pull it in. And this is a really great time to begin iPhone programming. It really is. It's just a fantastic time. The code is just great.
I feel like Swift is really like beginner friendly compared to some of the
Good,
other
good.
Yes.
languages.
I was a little depressed because I bought 2 new courses like Udemy when I went to download the Xcode, the App Store, the Mac App Store. There was all these complaints about how the newest version of Xcode was so much more problematic than the
Oh,
previous
yeah.
version. I was like, oh no, I waited too long to. But it's still, you think it's a good time to
It's
start?
fantastic.
It's a good time.
Fantastic.
Because a lot of
That's
those-
great.
A lot of those complaints are people who are not professional programmers like us, but they are, yes, every IDE has its bugs and flaws.
Yeah.
You gotta get into it. You just gotta learn, and that's why we have a meetup like this for experienced programmers like me who've gone through that.
Yep.
So I just download the latest Xcode and the latest.
Yeah, I
and
was, yeah,
Mhm.
and people, yeah, it does. Xcode does, like all these IDEs do have a fairly steep learning curve, but we're here to help.
Mhm.
Especially for us like me who are in the trenches and dealing with its issues for a long time.
Okay, so that's pretty much the meetup. I'll be here till 7:05 if you guys have any questions, or if you feel free to hang out and ask questions.
Yeah.
So we're good.
I'll be here for a little
I
while,
can't run Xcode on the Bluetooth, right?
No.
but you can still run Swift on the terminal and stuff,
Yes,
and
right.
we will talk more about doing Swift on the server because I gotta, like I said, I have to put Ubuntu. I'm gonna put my code there too. So
I
you
would have to manually install dependencies.
actually there's there's the Swift package manager. We should talk about that.
Right. The reason I didn't talk about the Swift package manager is because it is in a state of really kind of being updated. And
Yeah.
right now, because CocoaPods it's getting a lot of use professionally.
Yep.
That's what I wanted to lean toward.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But there is Apple does have its own package manager called Swift Package Manager.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the thing about the Swift package manager really was designed for Linux installations and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
That's why, because for me, who's gonna eventually port my code to Linux, I gotta know how it works. And Vapor uses it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When we talk about Vapor,
Mhm.
that's a nice framework for you to play with. I've installed it, played around with it, and it does use the Swift package manager. So we do need to talk about that because it's the Swift package manager is cross-platform.
Gotcha.
So something that we need to discuss at some point. But I know you have in-laws and stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get going, but I just wanted to say, so thanks for being here. I just want to talk about the next meetup. We kind of have a topic for each meetup, so I have them listed about 7 deep, so I just want to talk about the next one coming up real quick. So today is 29th.
Does anybody have any experience coding with the new iMessage?
Not yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of new capabilities. in
Oh yeah,
iMessage.
I know.
And I'm having trouble finding sources on it because it's so new, September 13th. So yeah, I was just wondering if anybody had any experience with that yet.
Could you say it one more time?
The iMessage.
iOS
API.
10 version of iMessage.
Yeah.
iMessage, okay.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah, there's
interested in creating your own iMessages?
Well, yeah, like iMessage apps, stickers and games and stuff within iMessage themselves.
Oh yeah.
I'll put it in.
There's documentation. If you are on the Apple,
The
No.
API documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing I could find on it. Though. I couldn't find any tutorials or.
it is a
How-
little bit on the new side. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly new.
Does that kind of sum up what you, stickers in games within iOS messaging?
Yep, exactly.
And then thanks so much for letting me know about that address. I really will update that.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that. All right, so if you have any questions, contact us. I'll put it through the meetup, and I hope to see you soon.
Definitely. See y'all next week.
Next meeting though is gonna be a lot of
Same time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Next meeting is going to be about Swift, Objective C, Swift JavaScript Bridge.
JavaScript.
Yeah.